The question that is on the board right now is, dear Brother Hagins, I once heard you speak on polygamy in the Bible. If the people in the Bible had more than one wife, why is it wrong now? I am a Christian, but I just don't see how polygamy is a sin. I'm really having a problem with this. I hope you will answer this for me. Wow. Okay, and you know what? Now that I'm really reading this again, I don't know why I chose this particular topic, because this topic is really a show, actually a series, a week of shows, actually. If I was to do a show on this every day for a week, I still would not exhaust it as I should. Polygamy has been practiced by mankind for millennia, thousands of years, okay? And I say that from the historicity of our African culture, okay? Many of the ancient people were polygamous. Some having hundreds of wives, especially kings and princes and things like that. For those of you who said you're a Christian who wrote in, so I'm sure that you are familiar with the Bible. Okay, and oh man, let me see here. As far as the biblical references, oh my goodness. There are so many biblical references. For example, Genesis 4:19, it talks about Lamech, who took on themselves two wives. Genesis 16:3, Abram had two wives, okay, Sarah and Hagar. Genesis 26:34, Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beriah the Hittite, and Bathshemeth. Genesis 29:1, Jacob took unto himself Laban. Okay, Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for the days are fulfilled. And of course he got tricked, so he had to end up marrying two sisters. There are so many verses here. Okay, Judges 8:30 said, and Gideon had 70 sons of his body. 70, by the way, that's 60, and 10, that's 70 sons, not counting daughters now, okay? Gideon had 70 sons, for he had many wives, okay? Now, I'm sure you know not 1, 2, or 3 women had no 70 children, okay? And not only that, he had concubines as well, okay? And Samuel, okay, it talks about, oh my God, who... Elkanah, all these people, I'm looking at all these, okay, he had 2 wives, okay, Hannah was one and Peninnah was the other, okay, 2 Samuel 3, David, okay, had wives, and I could just go on and on and on. I got 3 pages of Bible verses here of all of the people who had many wives. So, and you know that already, because you said that in the Bible, a lot of people had a lot of wives. So why is it wrong now? Okay. The truth of the matter is, I can't tell you that it is wrong. I can tell you that it may not be legal according to the laws of the land. Okay, but I can't tell you that it's wrong. I can't even tell you that it's right. Okay, because when it comes to issues such as this, you're talking about a person's conscience. You're talking about a person's internal viscera, the alarm clock within us. There's so much to say about polygamy, man, and it's been, like I said, it's been practiced for thousands of years. Okay, monogamy was introduced into Christianity supposedly during the time of Paul, and notice I'm saying supposedly during the time of Paul, okay, when a whole lot of revisions took place in what's called Christianity. And it's really deep, because it's the Christian way of thinking that has us jacked up. The divorce rate in the motherland, okay, has increased by almost 500% due to the Christianizing of Africa. Okay, because they're going in with their Christian doctrine and Christianizing our motherland. And of course, a part of the Christian doctrine is you can only have one wife. So many people in the motherland who have many wives if they want to be a good Christian, they got to get rid of these other wives. They can only have one. So the divorce rate has gone like skyrocketed in the motherland because of the Christianizing of Africa. All right. The truth of the matter is, let's keep it real. Okay. The truth of the matter is that monogamy protects men. Okay. It allows them to play around without responsibility. Notice how I didn't say polygamy. I said monogamy. Okay. Easy birth control, easy legal abortion has opened the door of illicit sex to women. Okay, and our women have been lured into a so-called sexual revolution. Okay, but she's still the one who suffers the trauma of abortion and the side effects of birth control methods, all because of monogamy. Yeah. Okay, taking aside the plagues of venereal disease, herpes, and AIDS, the male continues to enjoy himself free of worry. That is under the doctrine of monogamy. Now, please do not confuse monogamy, okay, or don't confuse polygamy with promiscuity. And see, that's where a lot of people are resistant to the idea of polygamy. Okay, because people confuse polygamy with promiscuity. We're not talking promiscuity here. We're not talking just the freedom to go have sex with whatever woman you want to have sex with without responsibility. See, that happens under a monogamy mentality. All right? Among all of the polygamous societies in history, there were none which limited the number of wives. All of the relationships were unrestricted. In some religions, the regulations concerning polygamy limit the number of wives a man can have while making him responsible for all of the women involved. For example, the Quran says in the 4th surah, the 3rd verse, and it says these words in the Quran: marry women of your choice, 2 or 3 or 4. But if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with them or fairly with them, okay, or equal with them, then only one, or one that your right hand possess. That will be more suitable to prevent you from doing injustice. Okay, so according to Islamic concepts, you can have as many wives as you can equally take care of. All right. And again, we're still talking about religious indoctrination here. Now, and our ancient perspectives, all right, and again, brother, our brother, you have to be a brother because you're talking about wanting to have many wives. I hope you're a brother, okay? Oh, man. Within the perspective of that, okay, you have to understand something, man, that polygamy was not instituted by the men in our African culture. Polygamy was instituted by the women, the older women, okay, in our culture. The older women millennia ago felt that polygamy was a very healthy thing to do for the community. Okay, for one, a lot of men were killed in war. Okay, the women outnumbered the men, so they had to come up with some very hard, serious questions. Number one was, does a woman have a right, okay, to bear children? Does a woman have a right to do that? Is that an unalienable right that a woman has? Does a woman have an unalienable right to have a man in her life? Okay, these are questions, and of course the answer to both of those questions is yes. Now, here's the thing, okay? If the women outnumber the men, okay, then what goes to that question? How are you going to fulfill or satisfy that question that a woman has a right to bear children? Okay, I mean, the Almighty put a womb inside of her, okay, and she goes through a monthly thing of preparing to receive a male seed and create a child, all right? So this woman has a God-given right, a natural right to bear children. But in a society that says that you can, one man can only have one wife, hey, there's going to be a problem. there. Now, I know a lot of people don't like my answer. Okay, I'm not answering you from the perspective of organizational indoctrination. I'm not answering this question from the perspective of people's emotionality. All right, I'm answering this question from the perspective of just downright common sense. Okay, I mean, just downright common sense, whether we like it. See, the thing is, we have been so deculturalized and then reculturalized to a culture, a European culture, to whereas this idea of polygamy is so unacceptable that it's just it's unacceptable. We don't want to hear it. Okay. In fact, what's really deep about it is since you're a Christian, let me give you a Bible verse there. Let me find it now. I think it's in Isaiah. Let's see, Isaiah. I can't even find Isaiah here. Okay, Isaiah, the 4th chapter. Okay, yes, that's it. Isaiah 4:1. And if you're listening, brother, you can mark this in your Bible. Okay, and see what this. I'm sure you believe that this is true. And I'm only using this Bible verse because you said you're a Christian, so this is the level of operation. This is the level where you operate at. So let's read on your level here, okay? Isaiah 4:1, I hope you have it. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." If you will let me transliterate that for you, it's simply saying the time is going to come where there's going to be so many women to one man, okay, that 7 women will actually say to one man, all right, and it actually says to take hold of one man, okay, and they're saying, look, you don't have to feed us, you don't have to take care of us, you don't have to clothe us, you don't have to provide for us. Okay, we'll do that on our own. Okay, but just let us be called by thy name so we can say we have a man to take away our reproach. Now, that is what your Bible says. And that of course this is Isaiah speaking. He's a prophet, so of course it's supposed to be a prophecy that things are going to get that bad. Well, prophetic or not, the reality is that we live in a society where the women far outnumber the men. In fact, in the African community, especially here in America, it outweighs it even more. Okay, because you take our young men who are not qualified to be a husband because they're incarcerated, all right, or they're dead, or they're gay. All right, they don't want a woman. And with the way things are going in society now, that mentality is proliferating like crazy. So that means more and more and more and more men, or scratch that, I'm not going to say men, more and more males, okay, are actually abandoning their position and being qualified and capable of being the right kind of man to a woman. So that leaves more women, okay, and then you have the man who's married. He's not eligible in a monogamistic society. Okay, so what are we going to do? What's the solution? There is only one solution here. There is only one solution. The problem is we don't want to hear that, especially our sisters. Our women don't want to hear that. There's only one solution. Okay, so in answer to your question, brother, I think let me see if I can pull your paper back up here again or read your question. I don't know what I did with it that quick. I'm trying to find what you actually stated in your question. You said, I'm a Christian, but I just don't see how polygamy is a sin. Once again, I can't tell you that it is a sin. I can tell you that religion teaches that it is a sin. Then it depends on what religion you're talking about. Okay, I remember when I was pastoring in New Jersey, one of my associate ministers is from Kenya. Okay, her name was Asumba. Okay, and she was telling me about her brother who was a pastor in Kenya, Christian pastor, preaching out of the Bible, same Bible I was preaching out of then. Okay, and this man had 6 wives. But that was in Kenya. Okay, the same Bible in America he got in Kenya, okay, the King James Version of the Bible, but in Kenya it's okay to have 6 wives. In America it's not okay to have 6 wives. But yet he's a pastor, Christian pastor. All right, so see, things like that make me say, okay, truth is truth. Truth is not geographical. Okay, right is right. It's not geographical. Wrong is wrong. It's not geographical. Okay, so if it's okay in Kenya to have 6 wives and be a Christian, why isn't it okay in America to have 6 wives? It's not legal. See, and that's where we keep messing up things. We keep confusing what's right for what's legal, or what's wrong for what's legal. Okay, in answer to your question again, I cannot and will not say that polygamy is a sin. I'm not going to say that. Okay, because polygamy has been the vehicle that has made very, very healthy, productive societies for thousands of years. And as I said earlier, it was the older women in our African culture that said, let's institute polygamy. Okay, or polygyny, however you want to say it. It was the older women in our society, in our culture, thousands of years ago that instituted polygamy or polygyny for the health of the community. In this way, a woman would not be getting angry with another woman because a man is looking at, this other woman is looking at her husband, okay, or this other woman is trying to take her husband. And see, that's one of the problems that our sisters have today, and not trusting each other, getting attitude with each other, mean with each other, because what you looking at my man for, and all that kind of stuff. He's my man, and with that mentality, our sisters, it's like, hey, exclusivity, this is mine. Well, again, when you have a society, when you have 21 to 25 women per one man, okay, especially within the black community, there's only one solution. There's only one solution. So the question is, are we willing to adjust to heal our community and strengthen it? Okay? That's the question. All right, I hope I answered your question, brother. I mean, again, this is something that goes on and on and on, and it never fails, man. Every time I'm doing a workshop on relationships, I don't care where it is, this question comes to the forefront. So this ought to let us know something. This ought to let us know something. Okay, I know of brothers, I know of pastors, preachers, okay, who preach against polygamy, okay, and yet they have several women who are mistresses to them, and not just preachers, men, period. Okay, so let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. But the thing is, are we really ready to keep it real? Are we prepared to keep it real? Do we really want to keep it real? Okay? I mean, do we really want to do that? I mean, because that's the key right there. Okay?